In this video, I'll show you how to show or hide a button based on security role. Now, for this, I'm going to use a Ribbon Workbench and I'm going to use a functionality of enable rule. Now, I'm going to write some piece of JavaScript, take that JavaScript, attach it to a web resource, and then enable or disable the or show or hide the button based on the outcome of that security rule. Now, let me show you an example. Now, to give you context, I have this airline application. Now, in the airline application is a list of airlines. I'll just click on any of the airline. And now here I will show a button. Now, I will show a button on basis of some condition. Now, if the logged in user belongs to a specific role, specific security role. So I'll go into the Power Platform Admin Center and I go to the environment, go to the settings, go to the security role. And here in the security role, I have this security role named as airline read. Now, airline read, if you see the members, I can add a person. Now I can add myself, so the person who is logged in. So let me add that person. So Girish, click on add. Now I'm adding Girish to this airline read security role. Now, if I'm part of that security role, I should be able to see the button. If not, I should not be able to see that button. So for that, what we're going to do, we're going to write a small piece of JavaScript code. Now let's first start writing a JavaScript code. So let me go open the Visual Studio Code over here, and then I will write a simple JavaScript code. I'll say function check user role, and I'm going to pass a role name. Okay, so I will pass this parameter for this function role name. Now here this JavaScript will return something. Okay, now let me first use a variable called as var user roles. Now I'm going to use a xrm function. So xrm dot utility dot get global context dot user settings. So this will give me the logged in user settings properties. I will extract the roles and I will say get all the roles for that specific user who is logged into the application. So this variable will store the user settings, the roles, and it will get all the roles that user belongs to. I will make use of a variable like which is kind of a boolean variable. I'll say whether that user has a role or not. So initially I will assume that user does not belong to that role, so I'll set this value as false. And also this function should return a boolean value, so I will just return has role. So initially it will return false. Now I will write my code over here. I will say if the user belongs to a specific role, break that loop and then uh, send true. So for that, you'll make use that variable which you have just created user roles, and I'm gonna iterate through that. So I will say for each, and then this is that for each. Let me put a semicolon over here. So this is the for each. So it will iterate through all the security role. Let me press and enter, delete user roles dot for each, and I will call a function. Now this function will has a it will pass a parameter which is of type, I would say just a role. It's just a reference variable, and here I will start writing the code. Okay, so let me format this document. So user roles dot for each function role, and I'll say if role dot name, role dot name equal. I'm comparing all the types as well as the thing which you pass. So this is a role name. I will just paste over here role name. Then I will just say has role equal to true. And maybe just to troubleshoot, I will just put a console.log and then I can put the value as well. Okay, so I'll just say role.name just to put that if it succeeds that condition, I'll just document that console.log. And from here itself, I will just say return. Oh, so this one is has roles. Okay, so it's has roles. So and return has role. Let me make use of that variable has role instead of has role. So I'll just say has role, has role, has role, has role. Right? So what we are doing, we are writing a function which will pass the string security role name, where user roles is xrm utility get global context user settings dot roles dot get all. So it will get all the role of that user. Has role is a boolean value which will return false if doesn't find anything. And we are iterating through user roles dot for each function role dot name equal role name. Then it will go inside here. It will make that boolean variable as true, console dot log, and then it will return has role. Let me remove all these things over here. Let me do a format document, and this is how the function will look like. Let me copy this function and let me go into the solution. So here in the solution, I've already created a web resource, so airline code. Okay. Now this web resource file has nothing in it. I will just paste the code which I have written. So it has the function check user role. Click on save, and once you save it, you just publish this. So I've written a JS. Now I'm going to use that JS in my Ribbon Workbench. Now in the Ribbon Workbench, let's go into the Ribbon Workbench. And if you do not know how to use Ribbon Workbench, go to XRM Toolbox, install that tool, and then you load a solution. Now in that solution which I've loaded, it is a simple airline ribbon which just has the table name. So it has loaded this ribbon. Now, what I want is I want a custom button. So here I want a custom button which will say if that person has a role or not. So I'll call this button as the name of the security role, so which is airline read. Okay. Now let me go into the Ribbon Workbench and create a button. So I will put that button after save and close, and I will name this button as ID as airline read. The label airline read with a space, and I can put whatever image I want. So I'll just select the modern image. Let me put administration image, something like this, and that's it. Okay, so I've created this custom button. Now I need to create a command for that button. Okay, so if you go into solution buttons, solution elements over here, you have created this button named as airline read. Now I need to create a command. Okay, so I'll go over here, command, click on new, and I will call this command as airline read security rule command. Now here in the command, I have option like add action. I can add a enable rule or display rule. So I have this option. I can add an action. So if you click on add an action, you can add an URL action, JavaScript action. Now I can even do an enable rule or a display rule. So if I go to add enable rule, it will ask me add new enable rule. And then from here, I can specify what do I want to do. Okay. So I can even specify uh, a step. So add a step. I will say add a custom rule. And then from here, I can specify what do I want. So I'll say default is true or false. I will not change that anything over here. I will just say function. The function name which I have written is, let me see what the name of the function which I have created. So the function name is check user role. So function name is check user role. And the library it will belong to is airline gcop underscore airline code. So let me see if I can find that gcop underscore airline code. So this is that library. If you want to confirm it, just go to your solution and see gcop underscore airline code. That's a library. Yes, all good. And you have an option to pass a parameter. Now the parameter which we are going to pass is the name of the security role, right? So I will pass a parameter, and this will be a string parameter. Now here I've made it dynamic. Okay, now if you specify the security role name, the security role name is airline read. Now I have a security role of airline administrator or airline delegate or airline manager. I can pass that text over here and then it will accordingly check the security role name. So I've made it dynamic. All good. I'll click on so there's nothing called a save. So you have just created a custom rule, you've passed the function, and all good. Now we have created this command, right? This command, let me call this enable rule as airline read enable rule. Okay, so that's the name of the id, airline read enable rule. Now I've created this. Now the button which we have created, which is called as airline read security role command. Now the button which we have created is airline read. Now we need to hook that airline read security role command against it. If I go to airline read security role command, that has an airline read enable rule. Now if I go into airline read enable rule, this has a function name. So it refers to a JavaScript check user rule, and it will check for this information. It will see whatever security rule name you have passed. So in my case, it is airline read. If the user belongs to that security rule, the JS will run accordingly and it will return true or false. So let's see in action. So if I just click on publish now, click on OK, it will start building that ribbon and it will start posting the solution. Now, just to give you a context, what we have done, we have said that we have a model-driven app, right? So we have a model-driven app. Model-driven app will have a custom button. Custom button will be displayed if user belongs to a security role. If the user belongs to a security role. Now, the security role name we are passing as a dynamic parameter. Now, in my case, I will be using a reference of airline read. So, airline read is a security role. So, just to show you again what we are doing, we are showing that button if the user belongs to a security role. Now, which security role? The name is airline read. Now this is dynamic. I can change it at my will. I can say, oh no, I want the security role to be of airline something, airline admin or airline manager. Now I've made my JavaScript in such a way that it is all dynamic. But in my case, I will just pass airline read for a moment, but I can change, this function will run for any security role. Now, let me go into the application. Let's see if that code has triggered or not. Now, currently, you should be able to see that button if that user belongs to the airline security role airline read. Okay, once this ribbon loads, you should be able to see that function. Okay, so let me see that. Yes, so as you see over here, I can see the button named as airline read. Now, why I can see that airline read? Because in the security role, I have this airline read, I have the members, and my name is present over here. Let me remove my name from this airline read so I no longer have access to that security role. All good. Come over here. Now you see airline read button over here. Let me do a hard refresh. Now I don't see that button, right? Now why I don't see that button? Because I am not part of that airline rate security group. The moment I go over here and add myself again and refresh it, I should be able to see that airline rate button. Okay, so this is how we have done. Now, just to take it up another notch, let me go to security role, and now this time instead of airline rate, I will say I have another security role which I will call it as airline manager. Okay, let's see airline manager. Go to the members. I will currently my name is there, Girish Uppal. I'm part of airline manager. Now let's use that same JavaScript code, but this time what we are going to do, instead of airline read, I will say this is airline manager. Okay, so airline manager. Now this should work on basis of airline manager. Let me publish this again. It might take some time this publish to happen. So what we have done, we have written a JavaScript in such a way that that JavaScript is dynamic. It will work for any security role. You can work, give it any parameter over here, and then it should work smoothly. So earlier the name was airline read. Now this time I'm making airline manager. Now it will work on basis of airline manager. So in airline manager, my name exists. Once this ribbon loads completely, I should be able to see the button. I can name this as airline manager now, but I've just kept it airline read for a moment. But the security role it will pick is airline manager. Okay. So it's all published. Let me do a hard refresh. I should be able to see this button, which is titled wrongly as airline read, but now we are using security role of airline manager. Now, any change you make into airline read security role, it will not work. But if I go into airline manager and if I remove Girish from here, technically I should not be able to see this button. So now that button has disappeared. So what we have done, we have switched the security role from airline read to airline manager. Now, irrespective of what is happening in airline read, that will have no effect. Okay. So in airline read, as you see, the member, I have added Girish Uppal, but then if I remove Girish Uppal, like it still exists, in airline read Girish Uppal, but still I am not able to see that because I have switched the security role from airline read to airline manager. So that's how you can utilize. So in this example, what we have done, we have written a JavaScript, a custom JavaScript, which will check the security rule. Okay. Now that security rule, once you pass it, you are passing it to a, you have created a button. So you have created a button, custom button. That custom button will has a, it has a custom rule which is part of the enable rule. So this custom button has a enable rule. This enable rule is running a JavaScript. Here you're passing a parameter. The parameter is the name of the security role. Now that security role, it can be anything. Now the use case, what I can remember is like if you want to show a specific button based on security role. So if Girish belongs to a specific security role, I can show or hide that button, and then that command will be available, and then on click of that command you can do any other action. Okay, so that's it folks. This is how you basically use a custom button using an enable rule to write to basically execute a code which will check for the security role for which that user belongs to. Thanks for watching.